What's up?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay, there we go. Cool.
Hey. Okay. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Nice. Pretty good. Just chilling. Maybe we could start off with a quick intro, and then we'll get into like what you're trying to work on today. So
Cool.
maybe just say like your tag, where you're from, how long you've been playing, and like goals for melee, and maybe like who your main is.
Yeah, I'm Bodunga the Pooplands. I live in Ohio. I've been playing like 7 years. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to be a lot better than I am. I don't know, I'd like to be top 100 at some point. All the time I've invested in it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I want to work on like edge guarding and finishing out combos, like getting kills,
Okay.
closing them out.
And which matchup are we going over?
Peach Fox.
Okay. From the Peach perspective.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And so is it mostly like you feel like you haven't been hitting these things, and you're like, I want to figure out how to hit those things? Is that like the main goal you feel like for today?
Yeah, I know like a big chunk of my punch game is I need to get way better at the chain grab, but
Mm-hmm.
I think outside of that, a big thing is I'll rack up a lot of damage and then make bad decisions on like the last move or whatever, or I'm just not putting myself in the right position to edge guard you know, after a combo or things like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just letting people live too long.
Is the screen share working for you?
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm just gonna take a look, and we'll see what's up. Also, it's totally fine to just send me like slippies. Like I'm cool with the YouTube video too, but like if you didn't want to upload it, you could just send me slippies. It's fine.
All right, cool. Yeah, I only do this one time.
No worries. Okay, I'm just gonna watch for a sec. Nice. Yeah, so for stuff like this, like the spot that Peach has the hardest time covering is always gonna be the ledge. Like she just struggles kind of in general to cover ledge. Like Fox up being from up high to ledge, she can kind of cover by like fairing out here. And other than that, she doesn't really have a lot of good covers. Side B sweet spot to ledge is tough for her to cover. Even like Fox below the stage, up being and sweet spotting the ledge is tough for her to cover. So when you throw somebody off the stage, your first thought needs to be like, what is maybe their plan to try to get to edge, and how can I prevent that? If they decide like you threw this turnip like straight up, and it's like, well, if they decide to go on stage, like if he just did double jump instant side B here, you can just react to that and then hit it with like one of your aerials and you're fine. Like the actual danger is him getting the ledge, and because that just like full resets. So a lot of times, like when you get somebody off, your first plan should be like, okay, how are they gonna try to get to edge? And like maybe here you end up in a situation where this is kind of like a 50-50, where like either you're gonna cover straight or you're gonna cover the ledge, like once it's already at this point. Because if you like fair the ledge or something and then he goes high, you can just react and then counter that after missing the fair a lot of times. But the
About how
main
far out will I have to fare, like, for instance, in this situation? Like, is
I
it
think
very
because
close
he's
to?
pretty high up, like the up B goes like here, so you would fare like you would drift like out to here maybe, and then it's like and then like Fox is maybe like here, and then you just like jump back and you nair, and the nair will probably send them like the wrong way, like across the stage. But at least it'll be like some sort of coverage, and like basically they just want to go to ledge really badly. And so there's sort of like when you, if you have a turnip or something like that, you want to make sure that the turnip does something to prevent them just getting to ledge for free. Okay. Trying to think of a good way to explain this one, or like think about it. So it looks like you like positioned yourself to be able to beat the side B. Were you trying to, or were you like thinking that you would react and cover the side B here if you side beat?
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Because like if you're going for like the side B reaction here and they up B, you can just drift out and hit them. Like waiting here after the up B starts, it just doesn't have, like, you can just drift out right here and hit them for this.
Yeah, it's got a pull trigger on it.
I'm not sure exactly what like the general rule to follow would be there, but that's definitely what you would do in that spot. Yeah, and like again, like here, it's like something needs to cover him just drop. Like if you're in this spot and you hit him off stage like this, the first thing you should think is like he's gonna go for the ledge somehow. Just because, like, first of all, he's at high percent. Like, the higher percent they are, the more likely they're not going to want to go on the stage. But just against Peach in general, people are almost always going to try something to get to the ledge. So if you have, like, a turnip, then it's like, try to maybe throw it at, like, at the range where if he doesn't double jump and he just falls inside B's to ledge, it'll catch him. Or something like that. You want to just cover the options. So basically, let's say Fox has, like, 4 options to get to ledge every time, or like let's say he has 3 options to get to ledge every time. What you want to do is just pick 2 of those 3 and cover those, and then if he chose one of those 2, he'll probably be forced to do something else, and then you can probably cover that. And there's always going to be like a small chance that Fox just sneaks by and gets to ledge. You don't have like a guaranteed setup on it. But if you, like, find what it looks like is likely, like, based on the range that Fox is moving from or falling from or whatever, that, like, you can sort of see potential ways for them to get to the edge and try to cover those.
So, like, for instance, if I were to try to cover a double jump or a side B to ledge, what's, like, my primary, like, what's my number one way to cover those 2 things?
To cover, like, double jump side B to the edge or something like that? Is that what you said?
To cover, like you said, like try to cover them 2 or more, like if either them double jumping to the ledge or them side being to the ledge. Like maybe double jumping back and then side being, or doing it right as they fall to that level.
Well, like right here, I think you could have thrown the turnip straight, because like they're pretty far from the stage. So you can kind of throw it and it'll like kind of cover this area and then like arc downward to kind of cover the side B option. I think in a lot of spots you can do like threaten a back air and just literally like wave dash to edge. Like I think like plenty of characters can sort of counter Fox. Like you could do something where you kind of float with like a back air and you're getting ready to counter it, and then like you can react to the side B startup and just like fast fall to ledge if he's going to ledge and stuff like that. And then, like, oh, if he up-B'd, then you land, turn around, and you get, like, a read on, like, the high-low. Like, you can do this sort of, like, fair out here thing. You know the fair I'm talking about, like, on the, it covers, like, the low angle and the straight one.
I didn't know it covered the straight one, but you mean, like, just going out slightly past where the stage is? And
a lot of times I think if you'll, because you do, like, you want to float out and do, like, a retreating forward air. And I think a lot of times it'll trade with the straight one and then beat the angled, or like sometimes it trades with either one. But like it's just like sort of like a good coverage. We can go in we can go into Uncle Punch and look at like the replay in like a second. The main thing is that like the main way to edgeguard as Peach is just being good enough at covering like ledge and stuff like that, that Fox is scared to try it. Because as soon as you can trick him into going high, then you can cover all those. Or, like, at least try to cover all those. The ledge is the only one where you kind of have to, like, do some, like, more preventative measures, because she doesn't have, like, something that hits right below the ledge really easily. But I feel like a lot of characters, like, most characters can't really cover Fox side B sweet spot facing forward here. So just, like, facing backwards, and then, like, oh, I'm gonna get the bear, and then just drop to ledge is pretty good. Okay. That was just like a mistiming. Pretty sure you know how to hit that one. Yeah, okay, so I think everything here you did was pretty good. You just didn't do it fast enough. Like, I think nair, pull, turn, like, without, you don't need the wave dash. Just, like, nair, pull, turn up, throw, and then it'll catch. Like, you have to kind of have, like, an intuition for, like, you hit him off with, like, the nair, and then knowing how long the hit stun is. Because from the Fox's perspective, if you watch from Fox's end, gets hit, like, Fox's options out of this spot are literally, like, instant, like, maybe Shine Stall, but some sort of, like, double jump instant side B. Or, like, double jump and then up B, like, right here. That's pretty much it. And so, if you're able to, like, cover the side B by instant turn up throw, or instant turn up pull and then throw, then, like, when he up Bs, you have a chance to, like, actually, you know, deal with the up B separately and do either the fair, or, like, pretend you're gonna go to ledge, or maybe read ledge. Like, there's a bunch of, like, you just have to play the mix-up once they get there. But, like, this turnip is to make sure they have to play, like, the up B mix-up. So I think it was, like, a good idea to pull the turnip there. It was just, like, a little late on the throw.
Yeah, it should have been more automatic, like, one motion.
Yeah, like, hit, grab, throw, like, just to prevent the early side B. And then, like, the turnip is gonna cover, like, basically the turnip is, like, your assistant. So you're like, which option do I not feel like I can cover with, like, my body? And, like, moving there with the actual hitboxes. And so it's like, if there's an option that you wouldn't be able to cover by getting there in time or whatever, you just throw the turnip at that. And you're like, okay, turnip covers that one, and then, like, I'll deal with the other options.
And it's kind of like, I should be thinking of it as, like, a checklist of ways that he can get to ledge, like
yeah, and I especially try to, like, if somebody is really conscious about it, then, like, it's a little bit trickier, but, like, 99% of the time, you can, like, basically just imagine what, like, the panic option is for Fox. If you just throw somebody off, or hit somebody off, and immediately turn up the panic option, it, like, makes life a lot harder for Fox. Because they know that they'll never, like, I do this so much as Fox against Peach. It's like, I get hit off, and I'm just like, instant side B, because they probably won't cover it. And they're like, the really good Peaches do cover that. But, like, there's definitely, like, this feeling with Fox that, like, it's very scary getting hit off and going to the stage. And so they just want to, like, rush to ledge. So the more of these, like, please just let me get away for free, instant recovery type things you can, like, cover for free with, like, a turnip or something, then the more they're forced to do, like, actual real recoveries, and you'll just beat all of the bad recoveries automatically, which is, like, what the usage of the turnips is, basically. And yeah, like, right here, just go for the fair. Like, everything was fine here, except you didn't fair. It's still, like, a mix-up. Like, the down air is just not gonna do anything here. You might get ultra lucky and have the down air hit, like, very lucky, but it's not, like, consistent. Like, I think the fair, I think at, like, the positioning you were and he was, the fair probably won't hit if he goes to ledge here, but it's still, like, a better option because it would have hit if he went straight. Also, I feel like you should be down smashing a little bit more, just in general. Yeah, I'm not feeling it like a Peach's down. Like, I feel like you're not using Peach down smash. Maybe this is my guess from what it looks like, because it feels like that's like the lazy option, and you're trying to like look for like better correct options. That's like the feeling it looks like. Um, is that accurate, or is there like a different thing going on there?
Um, yeah, I would say. I mean, yeah, I would say that's kind of true. Like I try to avoid it, and like I try to only use it when I know like, because I get told I down smash a lot normally.
Ah, I see.
So I
Okay.
usually just try to use it when I'm like I know I'm gonna get I'm looking for a crouch cancel down smash, or I'm going to run a, or like I know I'm gonna do it in a certain pressure, like as a read, a short
Mm-hmm.
pressure, or
I see. That makes sense. You're just kind of like
both sides of the stretch kind of
it's like
makes
the
sense.
era you're in. It's like you're trying not to like down smash as much. That makes sense because
Right.
it
It's
feels
like the
like
not rolling at all era.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's not necessarily like the stuff you're doing is fine. I just can tell that the fox like doesn't believe you're gonna down smash, and I think that's like a big piece of the neutral in this matchup is like you
That
have to.
fear in his heart.
Yeah, like he needs to be like, oh, anything I do, Peach is gonna try a down smash, and then like you surprise them by not down smashing, you know.
Right.
But they need the fear. And it also is just like a really good starter, especially at like low percent. Like if you play without down smash at like 0, it really takes like a lot of work. Like you're going for the fairs, which are good because it gets the early knockdown, but like something like this should be a down smash like every time, you know? Like you gotta just like,
Right.
oh, like I ended up right next to Fox, like crazy, like down smash. Like just because like a lot of times that like the down smash a lot of times like even like you can use like a modern Peach, but I just remember playing Armada and it would feel like he was just really down to play these long neutral situation, and then at the end he gets a down smash and it does 30 damage into a knockdown at 0, and then he can combo out of it. Like it's just like a really really good starter, even if it's like somewhat committal. It's not that committal, and it's just such a strong starter. You gotta use it. Like even if it feels like they like expect it a little bit. Like yeah, like that. Like it just opens up Fox so much, and then you can get so much more mileage and like just get like better combos in general off of like having that start damage. Down smash. Like fair down smash there. Hmm. I think also like when you're landing, when you're coming down like this, like here, I think back air is really good here. This would have traded with the first hit, and then you would have been okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can just like drop falling back air, and then the first hit will trade, and you don't get hit by the second hit. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely like the down smash thing is definitely actually like affecting the game quite a bit because of like you're just stuck playing like okay that was good. You're stuck kind of playing for like little pieces of damage at low percent, and like the fair knockdown they're just gonna take away, right? Whereas like the down smash knockdown or like the dash attack knockdown are like the ones that are really like good. Okay, good. Yeah, I guess like this is down air is just kind of like reading it. Like you basically like you could have like instant turnip pull here and throw it, or there's also this element right where like so like every time Fox is recovering, if they're like let's say Fox tries to recover, you hit Fox off, you grab the turnip, you throw it, and they go for a desperate side B and or like a panic side B, and the turnip hits them and they just die. That's great. Um, so there's like an edge guard as Falco on Fox, where you hit Fox off. Like I'm sure everybody has seen Mango like throw Fox off, and then he just does run off double jump down air, and it hits their side B. Right? This is like a read on like whether they're gonna side B or up B. So essentially, what I'm saying is that you cover the side B a lot of the time, like panic side Bs of like nope, you can't do that, you can't do that. And then all you have to do is read that they're gonna up B one time. Like if you
Go
can
out
just
there,
if
just
you
start
can read
floating out there, knowing they're gonna be.
yeah, like if you because you just want to be like oh wow I'm like the guy who covers the side B, you better up B and then play the mix up, right? Because that's their best
Right.
option. Instant side B, gonna get covered. If you better do the up B, and then maybe Peach can't cover ledge and all this, and they'll do it right above the ledge every time. And so that's great because you can cover that with like jump out and float. And so what the good Peaches do is they're like, try to make the side B look like it's not a good idea, and then they'll just jump out and get like a float out here and kill you at like 60 or whatever. Like this is just like if you had read the up B here, that's the game.
Right.
So like that's kind of what it comes down to a lot of times is like being able to like read the up B, and it's like unless they side B every time, like they're gonna get hit by the up B thing, and you're just gonna kill them every time you get like you happen to get a read that they're gonna up B. Is that making sense?
It is.
Like, what are your thoughts?
It is. So basically, I need to start treating, because like knowing that ledge is like the priority. I need to start, once I do the thing where I discourage the easy, panicky options. I need to then be like, okay, now they're gonna do the thing that beats that. So I need to just sometimes just go. Even though if they were to side B, I would get hit. Know that, okay, I've discouraged it. Now I need to go out and look for the up B. Get the kill off of that, and then kind of start playing the game all over again.
Mm-hmm. And because Peach is really good at like if you get side beat by Fox, it doesn't like kill you. Like it doesn't like ruin your whole stock. A lot of times
Right, you go higher,
Yeah, you just get hit by it and you're like, oh no, double jump like wave land on platform or something, and you're fine. But like once you have those things covered where you're like, sometimes I cover the panic side B, and so a lot of times you can even like throw the turnip to cover the panic side B and then just jump out and read the up B, And so it's like covering the panic side B and smart up B, and covering, and like every time they recover, they know that you're at least going to be covering one if not both of those depending on the position. Like how many options does Fox have left after panic side B and smart up B?
Right.
Like they get reduced a little bit, and especially if you're killing out of it when you guess the right one, it just becomes a lot closer to like essentially like a 50-50, but one where you have a bit of an advantage. Okay, down smash, get the dash attack, great, float. Okay, I like that trade idea. That was I wouldn't have thought of that.
I think back air maybe would have hit.
I would have back aired, and then Fox would have teched the ledge and shined me, and then I would have felt really dumb. Yeah. I would have literally done that here. I was like, oh no, I totally would have. I also think like the dash attack is so I know we're talking a lot about the edge guard and like the punish, but in neutral, I think something that you could like a big takeaway would be you have to like threaten your win conditions a lot harder. Like it feels like you're sort of like trying to play, like you're trying to do really smart options by like not just brain dead fishing for your win condition. Kind of the thing I was talking about with the down smash. It's just that like
keep it in their head.
Yeah, like when I'm playing, like I think Kalamazoo, since he has really good dash attacks, is like a good marker of this. Is that like when we're say like in this spot, like we're at this range in Fox Peach, and I'm the Fox and you're the Peach or whatever. I am thinking like I feel like if you land like a dash attack or a grab or a down smash here, all of those things could end with me dying as Fox. But like if you land a fair or a nair here, I'm never gonna die out of this. And this is like a big weakness of Peach actually, is that if she doesn't have her opponent in the corner, none of her moves actually do anything. Kind of like Jigglypuff. Like if Puff is like back airing you or fairing you and you're in center stage, it's like who cares? You're just gonna slide off.
It's like getting hit with like a big laser.
Oh, getting hit with a big like laser? Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. That's funny. Yeah, it just really it pushes you into the corner, or it pushes you to the ledge. But Fox has like a broken ledge dash and stuff like that, so it's like it doesn't really do that much. Like it's basically playing a neutral mix-up where Fox could drill wave shine up smash this fair, and you would just and you could lose, Or your best case is you fairing them, and then they just slide off to ledge, and they're fine. And that's not like a good risk reward. That's like basically like a losing matchup. So it's like when I'm playing, for instance, Kalamazoo, and I'm in like a close-ish neutral where we're kind of playing like this out, the dash attack, and you went for the dash attack here, but like, how do I describe it? It's like the fox should feel like like what's a good way to describe it? I'm gonna find another example, and I'll talk about it better in that spot. It's kind of just that like the down smash and the grab and the dash attack need to be like the primary thing in the fox's mind at all times, you know? That like you really want those, and maybe because those are too obvious, you'll do the other moves here and there, but those are the moves that are like constantly like on the table. And I think the dash attack, you're doing like an okay job of doing it, but it's sort of like, it feels like the dash attacks are like slightly telegraphed, or that they're in like obvious dash attack spots rather than like I'll make anything into a dash attack spot type of thing that like is kind of scarier for the fox. Like I think like right here, like I think if you're in a spot like this and you're kind of doing this float, like this down air is not, you know, I don't know if this was an accident or whatever,
No,
but
it
like
was on purpose.
okay, yeah, like it's not really that good. Like why not do something like you could do like a low nair and then dash away, short hop, like low float back, instant back air, and then dash attack into the corner, and then mix that up with the back air dash grab into the corner, you know? And it's like those are like it's creating a situation where you're like somewhere in my sequence of moves will be like a very evil like win condition type thing for me. And I think like you're doing the nair dash attacks here. So it's like it's not like you're not doing it at all. I think it's possibly the combination of like the down smash kind of missing too that like contributes to the dash attack not feeling as good, because I can see at least you're going for the dash attack here. So like you hadn't really been doing it too much, then as soon as I mentioned it you were doing it more. I'm like, oh, I guess you are doing the dash attack a lot. It's just nice. So you cover the side B to ledge, and he dies. Okay. Oh, he needs to feel way more threatened by the down smash here. Like just this whole section is just like you can like turn up, you can like drop turn up, fast fall, down smash and stuff here, you know?
Right.
Okay, down smash. Yeah, look, and that can just end him. Like you could have killed him off of that, you know?
What should I have done?
I'm saying there was a possibility for him to die out of that, not that you should have killed him out of that exact spot. I think if you had dash attacked this, it probably would have hit like his sweet spot, but like I don't think that was the right option. Like I think you did a good option here, and it just barely missed, but I think like there's a lot of cases here where this just kills him out of the down smash. Okay, you get the grab, up air. Yeah, this is like a really rough spot. I think maybe the platform land down smash or grab here is the best, even if you're like a little bit late. I'm not really sure. It's like a really awkward spot with that, with the height. The up air was fine too. I just feel like you're not guaranteed to get like a spot out of it. Okay, so look, this is like another thing. The turnip doesn't need to cover him side being high.
Yeah, it's like, why would he do that?
Yeah, because if you jump out and he's side B's high, you can just literally like float back and hit him in time. So it's like this turnip can cover him going low. So like right here, you're like, oh, jump. I think the play right here literally was full hop out, double jump back, turnip throw. So you do this, full hop out, and then double jump back, turnip throw, and then that would cover him like fast falling here and like side being. So you
Okay.
full hop, double jump, or full hop, double jump back, turn up, and then you just full hop again, and you're like, now what are you gonna do, you know? And like,
Right.
you would be full hopping, floating right here. He does this, and then you just go to the ground, and then you just react to his angle, and you're like, oh, and then you hit him off again right here, you know?
Yeah, because definitely part of my idea was that I would that I needed to get rid of the turnip, but as you were saying, like just getting back on stage as quickly as possible and being able to reset and get ready for the upbeat would be much better than throwing a turnip that's not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like throwing it to cover the side B, just get it out there, you know? Like, just chuck it and be like, this will probably cover your side B. Just imagine a side B that it covers, and then like deal with the up B. Okay.
And also, the recording starts slowing down if you wanted to go to like 1.25 speed or something.
Oh no, it's okay. This is still the easiest way to watch it. Down smash, okay. Nice. I think some small things in neutral is I think a lot of times it looks like you're sort of like the way to beat Fox is, and I've said this in a bunch of lessons for like a lot of characters, is the way to beat Fox is you create like tricky little traps for their standard options. And I think when you're doing like your sort of like low floats and stuff like that, it seems more like you are trying to hit Fox out of like you're not sure what Fox is doing, but you're hoping that it's like in the right spot for your thing to hit. And that will work sometimes, but I think playing around Fox playing the game is easier than like just trying to hit Fox while he's doing stuff. Like waiting for the moment where Fox drills or something like that, I think is way better than trying to like do this and then like the dash attack or whatever. Like it'd be better to like do the back air and then wave dash away crouch and see if he bites on like the nair. And then if he does, you get like a real like response type opening, you know, or like you dash dance away out from the full hop drill and you get like a grab or something like that. Because like a lot of times in like the chaos, I think if you're going to do sort of like chaotic type stuff, you want to just spam like float aerial. Like if you don't know what's happening, and that'll happen a bunch, and that's fine, and you're kind of like, I just want my moves to hit Fox, then like instant nair, instant back air, instant up air, instant nair, you know, like that type of thing is like what you really want there, because the dash attack, the dash attack, and the down smash is good too, but it's like the down smash is still more useful in like trap type situations where you like jump into the down air and you down smash, or you CC and you down smash. Like there's a lot of down smashes that you can kind of look for, and there's a lot of dash attacks that you can look for and like grab those, but those are all based on like you basically just want to be like, go ahead Fox, try to do something, and then counter what Fox does, and you can use your instant float aerials to make sure you're not too passive. Where you're like instant float aerial, and then like way dash back crouch, or like shield, or like look for like Fox to kind of like give you something. I think that's definitely like the play. Okay, good. Cover the side B, and then right here.
Floated too far away.
Yeah. In this spot, I kind of like back airing.
Okay.
Because what you could do is you can like float here and like get ready to back air, and then you see him going up and you can float out and either back air here or fast fall grab ledge. And if you hit the back air, like he comes up like this and then like you back air this, a lot of times he'll get like one more, but he's pretty far away, and so you have like a pretty good chance of like reacting or like covering with like a fair out here and stuff like that. And it's just like seems like it's a little bit easier to like cover. Okay. Yeah. That's just being able to shark the drift. Boom. Okay. Yeah. This is like the type of situation where you just don't have to worry about it much. Like, you're not going to be able to cover this consistently. You can like make a hard read on it, but otherwise it's like, don't worry about it. Yeah, I know it's a little tricky, but if you get Fox to ledge, just go to center. Like here, just like stand like over here. He's just gonna like either side B or ledge dash, and you'll get put in a disadvantage when you're not even in a bad spot. It's like a general rule. His ledge dash is just too powerful. Okay, that was so good. Tech chase. Boom. Okay. Nice up B. Yeah, okay, so this is like a good example of like so Fox is at this range where it kind of like this is the type of spot where you want to be thinking about that side B up B dynamic where like, okay, did Fox go low and then try to instant side B? No. He instant double jumped. And so that's like your reaction point. Is like you're like, "Oh, he instant double jumped." His options from here, the only way he's going to be able to side B to ledge is to do some sort of, like, fast fall perfect side B. And it's kind of awkward on, like, the stadium ledges and stuff like that. So, like, you can probably just, like, start... Like, you can jump out, like, right here or whatever. I think, like, what would have probably happened to me if I was playing a really good Peach here... I don't know, you're at 35. Or they're at 35, I mean. What would be the best coverage here? I think what you did was fine. I think that either you're going to like jump out and read the up B and kill him here, or you're going to wait. And the wait is fine if you think he's going to side B. I just want you to be like aware of like, rather than trying to be aware of all the possibilities, I think this is like a big, big mistake that a lot of people make when edgeguarding Fox with like slower characters. Is that like, don't see Fox's recovery as like every option he could do. I think a lot of people do that, and there's just like hundreds of options that Fox can do in different side Bs and like side B shortens and like up Bs and like everything like that. You want to look at it like really simple of like, what's Fox's plan? Is he trying to get like way up high and go to the side plat or like the platform, or is he trying to go to edge? I mean, you can kind of just like think a little bit simpler and be like, either I'm gonna read his up B or I'm not, you know. And if you read this up B, and this is kind of like, I don't know, there becomes kind of like an interesting like pressure dynamic where you're like, oh man, it's last stock. Like a panic side B would be like pretty dumb, huh? You know, like they can feel like that you're projecting it, that you're like, oh, panic, especially when you're like float right here, you're like, panic side B be pretty dumb, kind of just ready for that. And they're worried they're gonna get like back air on the side B, and then like you drop, you know, they up B again, and you run off right, float in air. Like they're worried that's gonna happen, and so you're like creating this mental image, and so like the edge guard is literally something like, hey Fox, better watch out. Like I'm probably gonna cover the panic side B, and then you just read the up B, and he's dead here at 35. And like, yeah, you were able to cover this. This wasn't like a bad coverage from you. Given that you didn't read the up B, this was pretty optimal. But like, I just want to emphasize that like every time they're recovering, you get to make that decision. And if you read the up B, they die no matter what percent they're at, pretty much. And that is like, that's like kind of like how Peach is going to gimp Fox, is by reading the up B. And then you just make the side B look like such a bad idea.
Right. Instead of just like watching and be like, all right, so he does, like, when's he gonna double jump? When's he gonna? It's like,
yeah, no, literally, that's what people do. They look and they're like, well, when he double jumps, he can either instant side B or wait in side B, and I got to see which one he's gonna do. And it's like, no. You kind of just like psychologically play it.
Right, you're like, all right, I'm looking for the up B this time. Like, where is it? And it's like, oh, he's side B.
And then so like right here is like I can see the logic in covering the side B when you hit him off, but he hasn't been side Bing at all, and you have. That's the other thing is like sometimes you hit somebody off and you cover the side B and they do the up B. You know, and you hit them off. It's like conditioning. You hit them off, you cover the side B and they do the up B, and then the third time you're like, I'm just gonna kill you. Like you're just
right,
like, oh, like so you can hit them off here and then be like he's not looking at your turnip pull to decide the up B. This was pre-decided, and so this is just like a hard read 50-50, and you can just guess right and kill him. And like it's such a game changer that like you could do better than 50-50, but your worst case is Fox dies half the time. That's pretty good.
Right.
A lot better than what is currently happening. Okay, nice. And then dead. Yes. Okay, good. Good coverage there, too. This is like the perfect... This is like the turnip, right? Where you're like, oh, the turnip is going to cover the instant side B. So I'll throw that. And then it's like, oh... And it's like he could have up-B'd low or something. And like if he up-B'd low, it would create that situation we were talking about with like the back air probably. Or like or like fairing, depending on like your spacing. Sometimes you got to fair it. And you just have to play like another edge guard and stuff. But like the turnip was basically like, go turnip, like... check to see if he does the bad option, and then he does, and so you just get a freebie, and that's gonna happen a lot too. Okay, gonna go to the second video. What are your thoughts so far? Do you feel like this is like helping?
I think it is because I generally was like I felt like I was just edge guarding like wrong completely. So I was like, I'm sure there's something you were going to tell me where it's like, all right, this is how I need to conceive of edge guarding to begin with, which I think I am beginning to start to understand like what my like approach to the situation when Vox has been knocked off should more so be, which is what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'll just kind of keep watching this one and like point out what I see, whether it's the same stuff or different stuff. We'll see. Okay. I feel like this has happened a bunch of times where you do like the shield and then you tap Fox and then like you tap Fox with like a low aerial and you get a shield. Is that like a missed input? I've seen it like 2 or 3 times now.
No, I'm probably shielding being like maybe he'll be able to shine me before I do whatever I do, or you know.
Yeah, I definitely
catch him panicking out of getting hit. Like maybe he'll roll or he'll or wave dash at him or something.
That makes sense. I think you should just go for it here.
Down smash.
Like, I think like down smash or another float aerial. And if like he tries to shine you out of it, then like a lot of times you'll just be in your float, and then like that happens so much where Peach does like she'll catch you with like this little nair. Like, this will happen where she catches you with, like, nair, and then she'll float to do an instant back air, or, like, an instant nair again, and then Fox shines, and he'll wave shine at you, but you're in the air, and then you get a free down smash here. Like, he would wave shine at you, but out of the air, and you just down smash, like, immediately. Like, that happens a lot. So,
makes
like...
because my thinking was that the aerials are, like, way slower. It's like, yeah, but halfway through the aerial, you're in a good defensive position for if you do get shine, like you're already in the air, or you true crouch cancel or whatever.
Yeah, so that's why you kind of have like that mix up of like the down smash versus like the aerial again, and like both of those do pretty well against like the shine and stuff like that. Like it's a good position, so you just got to play it out because it's like that's like what you want. Like you want that position, so you might as well play it out because that's like a good position for you.
Like, yeah, like maybe shield as a read if I know they're doing, like, the same thing out of those positions or something.
Yeah, but, okay, but, like, what does the shield get you? What is your best case on shield? Is that they mess up and give you a shield grab? You know? Like, there's no best case there.
Right.
The mix-up is already happening. Like, you're already on them. There's no reason not to, like, look... Like, why is the Fox shining? Because they're trying to get a wave shine, because that'll win them the game. So you should be going for the thing that you feel like can win you the game there. And it doesn't need to just be like, please, give me like panic mode, you know? But like at the same time, it's like, if you've got like that nair, then like if you have this nair, you got to do something besides shield. It's too passive. like I said, your best case is that they mess up and give you a shield grab, and that's not like good. Okay. Oh, bummer. I also think you could let neutral like simmer longer. I think you want to make Fox feel like you're trying to trick him into approaching you. And so Fox should be a little bit more hesitant about approaching you, which opens up your ability to actually approach. Cuz like I feel like you're skipping the step where you like kind of camp Fox in place. And that kind of changes like the dynamic of how Fox is going to move around. Because they're like the Fox shouldn't feel comfortable just kind of like doing a lot of the things that this Fox is doing, but it doesn't feel like you're really like waiting for them to do the dumb stuff enough. And like kind of like holding your spot and being like, "Come on, give me the thing." Oh, that wasn't the thing. Come on, give me the thing. And like when you like it's kind of like there's like layers to the matchup and being like, "Please approach me and give me the thing, Fox." And then Fox is like, every time I approach you, I get hit and I die. So now I'm going to, like, stand back and camp. And you're like, okay, well, now you just gave up center stage. And now I'm Peach in center and you're in the corner. So I'm, like, a stronger character. But what happens is if you don't initialize the situation by proving to the Fox that you can play, like, 20-second neutral interactions and, like, just wait, then, like, the Fox has no motivation to actually, like, hold back. And so they end up just having a lot of freedom of movement and being kind of able to like attack and retreat whenever they want because you haven't like established what they can and can't do is clearly enough.
Right.
Like you're it's like
Like
he just like he shouldn't get to do that. He should be like terrified that like, oh, Peach is at 0, I'm just gonna nair her and I'll instantly get down smashed and die, And like you need to like get that more established in the Fox's head so that they don't just get to go for this. Because, like, eventually you can start making the assumption that the Fox won't do that nair. Because every other time they've done that nair, they just instantly die. It's like a lot of times, like, the punish or, like, the way you're playing neutral will, like, inform the assumptions you can make about Fox's movement and stuff like that. And that it just makes the matchup significantly better to sort of like establish those layers and then play neutral from there. Okay, yeah, this is rough. Peach in the corner on Yoshi's tough time. Okay, they gave it to you. Oh,
yeah,
it happens.
I was like, what do I do? He's at 0.
Yeah, it was like a weird spot.
I tried to trade, but
not a bad idea. You just missed it. Okay, yeah, and like I think like this. Personally, right here, because it hit him at like a low enough angle, I think the instant turnip throw, like it hit him at a spot where like I feel like if you just instantly like pull turnip throw after the hit, it would have covered like a lot of this.
Right.
I don't think this was like
into that second level.
I don't think this was like a bad edge guard. I think you don't want to do this fair though. Like the fair is for beating the up B, and that's on reaction. So like right here, if you're gonna do something here, you would nair.
Yeah.
No. On FD, you actually want to float a little higher at low %.
Okay.
It just
like about where?
Huh?
Like so just a little higher than this, like maybe half a character up from that.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of exactly why that float is so much better on FD. I feel like it lets you like move around the stage without like the instant short hops being like I feel like this happens when you do this height, like this type of trade, where like they kind of can catch you like that. The high up one feels really good because they can only hit you with like the highest, like or like they can only hit you at like the peak of their full hop. It just feels like, from my experience, that's like a better float height at like low percent when you're on this stage. You'd probably have to ask, like, I got it from Bladewise, if you know Bladewise.
Yeah.
But like I don't know every reason why the floats should be that height on this stage. I just know that like I'm pretty sure that's better.
That's kind of what. Okay, cool. Can I ask what you would have done against that double jump to ledge that he did?
Right.
It was earlier. It was like 10 seconds ago.
Okay. That one?
Right here, I think. Yeah.
You actually made the right decision, but you weren't far enough out with the down air.
Okay, so further out.
And the other thing is that like I also like further out, like you want to be like right here, like right over the edge. And then the other thing is that the timing was like a little off. I think you did it a little too fast. Because the thing is like Fox can't double jump. Like basically Fox doesn't want to try to hit this sweet spot without a shine stall. They can, but they need to be like a psychopath. And like so I would say is like assume that they're gonna shine stall here and then double jump, and that's why I wait a little bit to do this down air. Okay. Because if you do it instantly, they're always just gonna shine stall, and then it makes the down air not as good. And then like if you're playing some Fox that like doesn't shine stall and double jumps here, then like maybe you can read that separately. You know, I've never ever encountered a Fox that just raw double jumps to ledge here and doesn't shine stall. So making the assumption that they're gonna shine stall is a pretty good bet. Oh. Yeah, you're being too conservative with where you're placing yourself here. You need to be a little further out. Because like look where this ends up hitting him. Instead of hitting him, oh come on. So I'm just like mashing comma. It should hit him like here. This is where you need to hit him with the down air. And that's why you need to be like floating like right here instead. And then so instead the down air hits him like here, which is why he slips onto the stage. But if you had hit him a little earlier, it's way harder for him to slip onto the stage here. He needs to hit like a really good SDI or something like that. So I think that's been an issue a couple times, is like you just need to drift out more, like commit a little harder with the down air float. Okay, he should be dead there. Oh, that's just missed timing. I think this was like a good coverage where you like hit him off, you get your turnip, you jump out, and you're like, oh, this could be a turnip, and you're like, nah, he's like too far. I'm just gonna do this, and then like you just miss this. But I think like the approach to that was totally good. Okay. Yeah, no way to cover that. I like the where you threw the turnip. That down air is just bad. Just doesn't have a lot of usage against Fox in particular. He's just kind of too good against it. I feel like your like scrambles are a bit weaker than they should be too. Like your kind of like hold down and press something is not as strong as it could be. Like a couple of times you've held down and down smashed and stuff like that, and it's felt like it's like pretty slow. Like it's a little bit slower than it could be. And a lot of times when you're in like a chaotic spot, like I don't really see like I don't really see like the quick aerials and stuff like that I would like consider threatening from like the fox end. I'll show you an example. Kind of like here. Like, it's like, yeah, I think you get like Sakurai angled here, but like, I don't know. There's like a danger that's not there. I don't know if it's like a tech skill issue or what. I'm having a little bit of trouble knowing for sure exactly what it is. Okay, this was almost a good edge guard. You just got to throw the turnip earlier. Because, like, either they're doing the up B here and you get to react late, or they're going for a side B. And it feels like you, like, tried to wait on the turnip to, like, snipe. But, like, you can just throw it early. It'll cover all of it. Like, it moves slow enough that if you throw it now, it'll cover, like, this side B and this side B, fast fall and no fast fall. And you would have just hit him. Nice. Yeah, and then this, he's out far enough that, like, I would have probably... Like, you can probably just, like, fair back here, like, at the edge. Like, you can just turn, like, full hop, turn around, fast fall, float here at the edge, and then, like, if he goes straight, you back air him, and if he doesn't, you grab ledge or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of gave myself less time to react for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Throw it, perfect. Yeah, and this is like, okay, this is like a really standard one where like, okay, so you throw this. This was good. Like, I'm down for you to throw this. Covers a bunch of side B options. Then you see the high up B. And, like, this is basically one of those spots where, like, you can't cover almost anything. But he definitely, like, look at his percent, he wants the edge. So, like, the run out forward air here is just so good. Like, the float fair right here is, like, really strong, and you'll just get a lot of kills out of that. Everything up till that point was good. Like, the turnip throw, everything just float out and fair in that spot. Right here, this is like a thing I've seen a couple times too, is like, if you're here and you get this shield and you wave dash out, you need to be really ready to down smash this. Even if they, like, the roll is going to happen surprisingly often here, like the roll, like the wave dash, this, like, you got to be ready to just hit a down smash in that type of spot. Like, whenever Fox is pressuring your shield and you wave dash out of shield, you need to have a moment of like, can I wave dash out of shield down smash? And just check. It's like pretty significant. The other thing is, don't ever chase Fox down with the dash attack. Maybe not ever, but like when you're here, this is like a range that Fox can guaranteed avoid the dash attack by dashing away. You want to try to dash it. This is like, okay, because think about it. Let's say you dash attack Fox as he's dashing away, and it hits him. He just DIs away, and it's really hard to cover it. But if you catch him when he's dashing in, he goes straight up and you get your best combo. So you want to think of the dash attack more about like when Fox is coming at you than like when you're trying to catch him for running away. Okay, good, and then bam, nice. Yeah, next time just send me the Slippy for sure. We don't have to worry about like the recording.
Cool.
Okay. I need like at least one down smash somewhere in there. Somewhere in this, there's got to be like a down smash read. Somewhere. It's really hard to punish if you're not like completely ready for it as like Fox. It's not like the super easy like that. Like he didn't punish that, you know. That's gonna happen a lot. You can kind of get away with doing it. Oh, you're crazy. You're a crazy person.
No.
Okay, I like that. Missed, but wasn't a bad idea at all. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I feel like in general you play like pretty solid mix-ups and stuff like that. Like you're not like doing anything like super egregiously like wrong in any way. Um, I think like okay, so like this is like an example of like another spot though where it's like you can probably just kill them out of this. Like you can just jump out of Nair or fair them here and they're dead. You gotta like trust your like what's it called? Like your subconscious prediction of like how Fox is gonna operate a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think rather than
Because he's
trying
been doing
to like
it so much.
yeah, like he's just been doing that recovery every single time. And like what should be happening is as soon as you catch on to that or read it, he starts dying for it, and he's got to come up with something new. And then before he knows it, he's double jumping into the low turnips and all this kind of stuff, you know? And yeah, you did a right option there. I seemed like the Nair was just mistimed. Well, like, dude, I bet he's gonna jump up and up. Yeah, you gotta just hit him for that.
Yeah. No, see, that's one of the, see, just even this upbeat thing, thinking differently about when and how I go about doing it, I think it's going to change the way I edgeguard a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
like this
sick.
happened when I talked to Samaris one time about Sheik. He just told me two things where I was like, all right, this completely reframes the way that I'm like thinking when I play this matchup. You know.
Who did you talk to?
Yeah, like Samaris.
I see. Okay, so we're about at an hour. Do you have any closing thoughts or questions?
No, I think I mean I have stuff like to work on from this. If there's anything I can ask.
Okay, and if like let's say you're practicing this and like you get some weird edgeguard situation that you're confused about, like after we talked about it, like just like clip it and send it to me. It's totally good. Like we can just like talk it over in like a couple Discord messages or something like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, I'll send you my payment info and stuff like that. And hope you have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for doing it.
Peace.